It's as simple as this. The city had money that it owed me and never told me about it. And that was very frustrating.
That frustration felt among Richmond business owners who found out they apparently overpaid on their taxes, but were never made aware of it by the city.
It's a really sad state of affairs.
For both Jason Roop and Jeffrey Marks, they discovered a credit on their accounts by dealing with an unrelated tax issue and eventually received refunds of about $600 and $800 respectively.
Well, I wouldn't have gotten the refund at all if you hadn't gotten involved in TV6.
The question they share is, why didn't Richmond tell them they were due money?
None of this is common sense. Any business that you do work with as a customer, you assume that when you overpay or if they have a balance on your account, they'll let you know and return that money.
It's a matter that the Inspector General's office began investigating in April 2022. That's when it received a complaint alleging the finance department was failing to notify taxpayers of credits on their accounts for admissions, lodging and meals taxes, and business license taxes. And then, after a 3-year statutory period, writing those credits off and converting them to city funds. That was 3 years ago, and to this date, an investigation report has not been published.
It's critical that the public see it.
It's something Councilmember Kenya Gibson takes issue with, especially in light of the city mistakenly double billing for real estate taxes.
And when you're sending duplicate bills, there's a very high likelihood that we'll receive duplicate payments. So being in a place where the city might be overcharging folks in the context where we have not been able to continue investigating and addressing the issues and how we handle payments of credits is really concerning.
But CBS 6 did obtain an undated draft version of the report, which contains findings. Ultimately, it unsubstantiated allegations that the finance department was incorrectly handling credits and write-offs because the law did not require the city to inform taxpayers of credits. However, it did note that there was confusion in the process due to advice from the city attorney's office. The report cites this example. An email from 2021 shows an executor of an estate contacted the finance department to inquire whether any outstanding taxes were due, but the employee found the opposite. The estate actually had a credit of $629, so that employee asked a city attorney what to do, and the attorney advised not to send a refund unless it was requested. That advice was followed, and a manager reported to investigators that it added to the confusion of how to handle credits and refunds. Between 2017 and 2022, investigators found that finance wrote off more than $3 million in credits that were then put into the city's general fund.
And if we want to build trust with residents, which we absolutely do, it starts here. If we have too much of their money, we have to give it back.
According to the report, the city attorney's office said taxpayers must apply for a refund to receive one, but investigators say they contacted several other Virginia localities and found none required an application. Now, last year, in light of this investigation, the City Council passed an ordinance requiring the Finance Department to give notice to taxpayers within 90 days of a credit becoming available and then invite them to apply for a refund. Since then, the city says Finance has communicated with 151 account holders regarding meals tax refunds, but it still does not know how many business license accounts have a credit. They say that will be identified through an outside audit, which is still underway.
Until I see proof that that folks are being notified, that we are issuing those credits, there's no way for me to know that we are following the policies that we have in place.
Former Inspector General James Osuna previously blamed the delay in releasing this report due to advice from the city attorney's office that he was not authorized to investigate this matter. However, City Attorney Laura Drury tells me that her office did not give a legal opinion stating that. She says the matter was investigated and that the city was in compliance with the law. Here at City Hall, I'm Tyler Lane for CBS 6 News.